Good morning. It's Tuesday, April 2nd, 2024. Hard to believe that in 8 months, no, 6 months in a week, I'll be 54 years old. Old. We got Henry Gray saying good morning, Lions family. Brent saying good morning to Henry. Got a couple people out there ready to watch the show this morning. I'm on Roz thinking about changing his number to 8. I don't like it. I already have a jersey with 14 on it. I have a t-shirt with 14 on it. I don't want it to change. Not really any news out there other than Cam Sutton was released on his own recognizance, and it looks like he might get out of the whole thing altogether after it was listed as a felony warrant to begin with. I don't get it. Money grab by Mama Bear, maybe? Facebook user says, good morning, brother. Dwayne Keene with a good morning to all. It's so great to see you guys this morning. Another great day to be a Lions fan. Good morning, Ken. It says, good morning, brother. The way you said it, is that Mr. Woody, the Wild Woody Show? Let's get this intro rolling. Wild Woody, I was right. Hey, I'm getting to where I know the speech of how y'all guys. Um,
Show us here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Meat Cat Bodies by Jeremy Smokkin.
Von Doom has some personal stuff. Couldn't make it today. That's okay. I know he's got to work tomorrow, but he should be back on Friday or Thursday and also back for the Wednesday night show. But that's okay. It's not like I don't enjoy talking to my fans like that. We got Pat Rothwell coming in, Dave Eastman with the Hi JB, and an FTP, and a one funky Lions fan saying good morning all, and Henry Gray replying to the good morning Brent. So the chat's addressed. What do you guys think about Amon Ra wanting to go back to his USC number of 8? I personally don't like it, but I don't care either way because a number doesn't change how you play. That's just my personal opinion. But I don't like it because just like the Hendon Hooker jersey, I already have a 14 Amon Ra. Pat Rothwell, if they take one, everybody says Keon Coleman's a fit. Yeah, just play football. It doesn't really matter what number's on his back, but I already have a 14 jersey, so I kind of want him to stay with 14. I even got a number 14 bobblehead from the game I went to with my dad. Mine works, his doesn't. But it is whatever. The numbers are gonna change quicker than people change their underwear usually in this state. But do you think the Lions might take? I hope they don't take Coleman. The guy I want is Adonai Mitchell. Best hands in the draft, hands down. The lowest drop rate of anybody. Ken Fisher, I got an LOL about that change in underwear statement. I bet. Well, I hope we don't get Trice. I think he's an absolute bum. I think he's bad. I don't like his medicals. I didn't like his workout. I don't like Trice. I hope we don't. I don't like Kool-Aid. I don't know what it is about him, but I don't like him. I think it's just the overhype of the damn name. Thoughts on Jared Verse? He's one of the top two pass rushers in this draft. Right. I did have a problem with it, but it hasn't really made a difference. It is what it is. But when you got an Amon-Ra St. Brown jersey, it may make it worth more because it was his first 3 years. I miss where the wide receivers had to and tight ends had to wear numbers in the 80s. But now that you carry 4 tight ends and 6 to 7 wide receivers on a team, that's more than 10 numbers. Uh, you know, the problem is Jared Verse, Chop Robinson, Dallas Turner do not really fit the scheme. And Darius Robinson is the exact guy that Brad Holmes picks, not so much Dan Campbell. Darius Robinson is that tweener size. He can play DN like he did his senior year, but the first 3 years, okay, we will get reimbursed for Cam's salary, possibly. But now that the charges got, but that when we dismissed him, the charges were class 3 felony strangulation, according to the arrest warrant. He got released on his own recognizance for domestic battery as a misdemeanor. I hope that doesn't come back to bite the Lions in the ass because we may end up paying the dead cap and not even having enough money to sign our rookies now, and that's a possibility. But the fact that it was a felony arrest warrant when we put in the voided paperwork, it should clear us and it should clear up, but it may not clear up till after the draft because it's in the NFL's hands. It's in Roger Goodell and everybody else at the NFL office's hands once we filed the paperwork. Yeah, wow. I Nobody thought about this part. The fact that he could actually possibly sue the Lions for defamation of character for letting him go without him being arrested yet. They will. They already brought Mr. Jack Bates, 64-yard kicker, in for an interview, but they can't sign anybody till after the UFL season is done. I understand. Orlando Escobar, I get it. Do I like Cooper DeJean from Iowa? Yes. And he's actually another one of those versatile players. And with him having an injury history, it makes him a Brad Holmes guy, right? But Cooper DeJean is actually very athletic. He just doesn't have great change of direction skills, which is why they moved him to safety. He's a defensive captain, another marker that the Lions like to draft. But he has that versatility of being a kick returner, a punt returner. He also played quarterback in high school, running back, wide receiver. I mean, the kid did it all. I mean, other than throw passes to himself, he did it all. Think I'm getting my normal spring sinus infection and it sucks. Yeah, Rondell Carter, Kai Nakao, who is actually related to Puka Nakao, uh, Breland Seeks, and Frank Ginda. Well, with his injury concerns and he couldn't run at the pro day, that means he's probably not going to be as high as everybody thinks he is. He's considered the fourth best corner in this draft, but there's a chance he could fall just because he's injured. And Ken Fisher says, "I'm right there with you, Jeremy. Sinuses suck this time of year." Yeah, it's because this in the winter it's the spore current count that goes up. In the spring, and we've had this weird back and forth between spring and winter. We're having sprinter again, like we've had the last 3 years. The pollen count goes up. Pollen, dust, spore, mold, all that stuff falls under the same category for allergies. And if you don't clear out your nose, guess what? You end up sick. Who we value and who teams actually value, always different. Can't wait for the big shot pick. Change in humidity. Am I preparing for when the eclipse happens? I have sledgehammers. There's bows in the house, crossbows, and everything else. So if the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm ready. Isn't that only 6 days away now? So that's supposed to happen on Sunday, right? I like going to the joke side of things, people. And if the zombies do pop up, it'll be like Mario Brothers. Hello, Joe. I'm not talking about zombies. My shock rumor guess is the Bears still trade the number one pick. That very much could happen. Our luck, it'll be a zombie full of sinuses. Oh, I'm just here to have fun, people. I say things. And did everybody enjoy their OG zombie day on Sunday? Because Jesus was the original zombie. Let's hope we do not take a tight end in the first 3 rounds. I don't think we should. I mean, the only tight end that I would take if he fell in the first 2 rounds is Brock Bowers. That's it. If he's there, I'm sorry. That guy's a wide receiver in a tight end's body. We could line him up in the slot. Make Amon Ra the 2. No, JB. Yeah, it's 100%. You didn't have a good Easter? Is that what you're saying, Brent? Lazarus came forth, technically the first zombie. Yes, yes. He rose from the grave. Isn't that the definition of a zombie? Come on now. Got to have fun with Christianity too. All jokes aside, I had a good Easter. I spent most of it sleeping. It was amazing. Food coma and everything else. What's the best value pick at 29? The best value pick at 29 is whoever falls that has a first round grade. I'm trying to smoke my cigar and you made me laugh. Neil Green is in the chat. What's up, Bandit? Oh, I truth this Easter was so boring. Yeah, it wasn't quite it wasn't opening day. It The problem is, JB, some people take everything serious. Okay, Neil, I'll send you the link. I love him and Neil on. Neil's fun. Links in your messenger. Sarah, you're awesome. If there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm probably the first to die. I'm a smoker. I can't run. I just make sure to double tap me. Yes, Big Dan, 23 more days until round one of the draft. I cannot wait. I say five, maybe six. Yes, Orlando, 100%. I see at least five going in the first round. If Penix or Nix goes in the first round, that'll make six. You say five QBs go in the first round too? Who is my favorite guard in the draft? My favorite guard is Cooper Beebe. Second is Graham Barton. Third is the center Jackson Powers Johnson because he does have bad medicals. So I think Cooper Beebe 100% is the best guard this draft because he plays left tackle, right tackle, left guard, right guard. Jackson Powers Johnson, his medicals doesn't look as good, and he might be falling. And wouldn't it be nice to get another Oregon guy to pair up with Sewell? What happens if a vampire cannot eat dead blood? A vampire will actually rot, and that's when they become, according to vampire legend, that's when they become. What's the one that starts with the N? There's a movie. Did Peyton Manning have the same system that Hendon had? No, absolutely not. No, because back when Peyton was in, wasn't that Bruce Pearlman that was the coach then? This kid now that's there, the coach, his base salary is $275,000. He has to win, not necromancer. That's a wizard. God damn it, Nosferatu. That's what I'm thinking of. I had to think for a minute. God, Bruce Pearlman or Bruce Pearl was the coach back when Peyton Manning was there. The new guy only makes a base salary of $275,000, and he literally has to win the national championship there at Tennessee to make the 9 million that he's offered. He has to win the SEC. He has to make the playoffs. He has to win the national championship to make that $9 million. So if that's the case, if if his base salary is $275,000, it's not as hard to draw him in as an offensive coordinator if Ben Johnson leaves. I'm just saying that's who I would bring in.
As offensive coordinator,
Yeah,
I can see it. I can see it.
and
What's
I
up,
think
One
it's
Pride Nations?
hey, good to see you, Bandit.
What's
How
good,
is
man?
the
Just got out of school.
how is the Detroit fan report going? I saw your first episode. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Our draft show is going on now. That'll be dropping every Monday, and then we got a show on Tuesday called "With the Smoke" with Bree Strilla and Lorenzo. We got another show coming on every Wednesday with me and Nelly. And on Thursday, we got another show coming on with Bird and Lorenzo. Fridays we got a show with me, Day Day, and Sky, and then on Saturdays we doing a show with Roku channel right now. So we working on that.
Nice. I'm working on getting myself on a Roku channel myself. So
Hey, I'm more than welcome to come on anytime you want to, man. Jeremy, you know that.
all you gotta do is send me a link if I'm available. I'll hop in.
Yes, sir.
I find it funny that the only receivers the Chargers kept was the one guy who can't catch. Yes, Tillman. Didn't they keep? Isn't that or Quentin Johnson? I'm sorry. Isn't that the only one they kept?
One they got from TCU, they first
Yeah,
round draft.
I think it's funny that Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman had a better catch percentage than what we have. Smokey and the Bandit. Right. So, what
I
do you think
take
of
that.
new polo?
I like that. What did you smoking Jeremy Beast? Okay, I see you on the other day. But I'm like, okay. And in the background you got going, I see you.
Yeah, I'm making it better, making it better, little
I had
by
to,
little. This is
I had
more
to,
so
I had
my
to repaint my walls or something.
Tank Dell will have a good season if his leg heals up fully, Sarah. Um, it's weird. Any breakout season I see coming from the rookie class, not named Puka. Trent, well, Kyron Williams, the running back for the Rams, I wouldn't be opposed to taking him in the first 5 or 6 rounds. Um, Tank Dell is another one you're probably going to have to take in the first 4. His injury history will keep him out of the top 3 rounds, but in the 4th round would be good value for him. Let's see. Any other rookies? You know what? If you need a backup quarterback, Will Levis. Because Titans are not looking at quarterback. I think Jameer Gibbs and Sam Laporta are going in the first 2 rounds, so they're really not a sleeper pick. Um, Jordan Addison could be another guy in the first 4 rounds you should have. I'm just saying, look at what's out there. And as far as I'm concerned, in the first 3 rounds, if you need a quarterback and you're thinking about it and you want a game manager that finishes in the top 10 fantasy wise every year, it's Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff. As long as they're healthy, they finish in the top 10 fantasy points wise every year. No different than when Matt Stafford was here. What's funny is Matt Stafford finished in the top 10 every year he was in Detroit for fantasy points, but was never in the top 10 statistically. I think they're going to run with Sam Darnold in there at the Vikings this year and let whoever they draft sit a year. I think that would be the smart thing to do. Garner more picks, not have a great year, but have an okay year. I think that would be way smarter to let their quarterback develop because their offense is potent enough. Even without Kirk, they damn near had a good offense, and their defense became really good at the end of the season. Don't don't sleep on Minnesota. They're a 7-8 win team all day, maybe 9 if they get their shit together.
But Jeremy, we both know if they select a quarterback in the first round and they have not having a good season, the fans gonna be calling for that first round quarterback to get in. They're gonna be rushing them in. It happens with a lot of teams. So
And you're absolutely one funky Lion fan. He brings up a great point. I like how people forget that Hendon played at Vatek, which runs a pro system, and looked fine there. And if you actually look at how he ran the Tennessee system, he actually ran it like a pro quarterback, but in that system. He was making his first, second, third, and fourth reads before leaving the pocket. He ran when the pocket broke down. He did not run first. There was a few designed run plays here and there for him because that's the way that offense is built. But they didn't run him as often as everybody thinks.
I'm with Orlando, man. I'm sleeping on the Vikings too. They a couple years from being any good. I mean, yeah, Brian Flores in that defense is real good, but I don't trust their offense. I mean, I know they got two good wide receivers and a decent tight end.
And they just got better at the running back position with Aaron Jones.
Yeah, but he injury prone.
He
best availability.
But wait, Josh Jacobs wasn't injury prone at all. But guess what? He had 3.5 yards per carry. AJ Dillon had 3.2. Green Bay got worse at running back by letting Aaron Jones go.
But also, the Raiders was misusing Jacobs in that offense before they fired their coach too. So a lot of that got to do with that too, though, Jeremy. Because McDaniels, when McDaniels was their coach, he was up there. He wasn't using him at all. He barely gave that man the ball. So look how they do the difference between when Pierce took over head coaching and when McDaniels was. His numbers very increased. So
I understand, but I have the Bears and the Vikings still fighting it out for whoever gets third. I have Lions and Packers fighting it for first. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, that's the one team I'm worried about. Is we gonna get a sophomore slump from Jordan Love, or is he gonna continue on the rampage that he did at the end of the season? Because at the end of the season, he did look scary, but I'm not really. I mean, we just new Detroit Lions. Ain't nobody worried about the Packers. So, I mean, it's something to keep in mind of, but to be saying we shivering in our boots about them, nah, not at all.
Running QBs should not be our Achilles with who we added because they all are better at tackling running QBs. You guys got to look at the bigger picture here. It's not. It's less about what we added and more about who we got rid of. Will Harris is gone. Benito Jones is gone. That right there made our defense better by 5 spots. Come on, I've been saying it all year, and the stats at the end of the season. Burrito Jones played 602 snaps and had 6 impactful plays all year. 3 tackles for loss, a fumble recovery, and 2 sacks.
Yeah, that boy Reader in the middle, it should be totally different now.
As long as he's healthy, we're gold. He has to be healthy. But he's also willing to mold Broderick Martin into him. And if you think about it size-wise, it's the right guy to have coaching him.
Yes, sir.
I understand what Green Bay had, but you got to look at what they did. Jordan Love totally turned around how they were playing mid-season. The first half, Jordan Love looked like crap. The O-line was playing like crap. They hadn't gelled yet. He was under pressure. He was making mistakes. It wasn't decision mistakes. It was under pressure mistakes. There's a big difference there. As soon as they cleared up the pressure, Jordan Love started to look like a quarterback. You can say they didn't beat anybody good. He beat Pat Mahomes. So if you're telling me Jordan Love didn't beat Pat Mahomes, y'all are high.
And they had trouble.
Because Aaron Jones was out that game. It wasn't the running game that won. It was the passing game that beat the Chiefs. And L'Jarius Sneed can't cover speed.
So are you happy we didn't pick him up and Tennessee did?
I'm glad we didn't give up. I understand what they wanted originally. If you talk about what they wanted originally, they wanted a second-round pick and a possible first-rounder. That was what we were told right off the bat. So, if that's what they were asking, and the Lions did inquire, which means they did, because we're projected to be going good in the playoffs again, right? Which means the back half of the first and second round. So basically, your first round pick is almost a second round pick, and your second round pick is almost a third round pick. They turned us down because of that. If you think about it, when we gave up a third and a fifth for Carlton Davis with where we're projected to pick at, that was giving away a fourth and a sixth rounder for him. where the Titans are projected to pick because they still are building and they look good. Don't get me wrong, but they got worse at the running back position.
That's a big fall off.
Yeah, from Derrick Henry to Tony Pollard, that's like saying, I'm gonna go from steak to chicken nuggets. Good analogy, right? From steak to chicken nuggets there, that's about the same thing.
It depends on who make the chicken nuggets.
Oh, don't get going on Davenport. It's called Davin poop.
I got a question. How you feel about this one kick field goal kicker everybody keep talking about?
I went back and looked at him. He hasn't kicked since high school, so there's no pro analogy to go for. But at the same time, the holder lined up wrong on the first play. He was 3 yards further back than he needed to be. They called the timeout just before the ball is snapped, and the motherfucker hit a 67-yarder.
That's a boot, man. He got a Ray feet. He got a Ray feet.
They reset everything and they set it up again, and he turns around after they iced the kicker and kicks a 64-yarder just as good and looks like he could have hit it from 70 yards. Michael Badgley, if he's brought into camp, don't expect to be the kicker this year.
You wouldn't want to be the kicker this year?
Nope.
Only time he can get that game time experience in Germany is unless he's on the field. You got. I say you.
I'm
start him at the beginning of this year. Start him at the beginning of the year.
No.
You got to put him in, like. Why is still fresh?
Experience of kicking a game winner. In-game experience of kicking a 60-plus yard game winner. Michael Badgley's longest kick in his career happened in the playoffs at 54 yards.
Brett, you said we got our kickers.
Hopefully we have our kicker.
Oh. Badgley?
Because he wants to go to Detroit is the real question. Well, if you look at the way the UFL, which is the old USFL plus XFL combined, the Michigan-based team is supposed to be the Detroit, Cleveland, Cincinnati
region.
They get first choice out of their, at the end of the season, they get first choice out of their players, those 3 teams. That's how it's supposed to work. That's why when the Houston team had that Aubrey kicker, Dallas got him first right off the bat. And you see how he worked out for them. So I would hope that Detroit, yes, it's a farm league. It was set up as a farm league, but they have an agreement in place that no one can poach anyone from the UFL until their season is done. It's a farm league. It's to give has-beens and never was a chance to show themselves to prove they can play in in-game situations with former NFL head coaches, GMs, and everything else.
And my bad, I forgot about the Canadian kicker we signed. I forgot about him. My bad. I'm still thinking of Badgley. My bad.
Yeah, we re-signed Badgley. We didn't re-sign Patterson. Patterson got told to kick rocks.
Somebody signed him too, though.
Yeah, somebody else signed him. Yes, like the Whitecaps are to the Tigers, but because there's 16 teams, they're split by a regional base. Anything in the Pennsylvania area is going to be like the Pittsburgh and the Philadelphia and whatever else is close to them. If they're in New York, it's, well, of course, the Bills, the Jets, and the Giants. If it's further down the East Coast, you're looking at Washington, D.C., Massachusetts, all those guys.
Yeah, Minnesota.
Davenport had a voidable contract that left $6 million on his books to be paid this year. That is why he took less to be in Detroit.
Not only that, he get into a winning situation from everything that Minnesota has lost. Like everything they're going through, they talking about Jordan Jefferson might be traded and everything. There's a lot of controversy.
Yeah, and I don't think Jefferson's being traded because we haven't seen it done yet. If it was going to be done, it'd have been done already. That's what I'm getting at.
You always got the draft trades, though. You always got them.
And who's to say that trade between the Bengals and Vikings don't go down, where they get T. Higgins, which is a valid replacement to be the number 2. Jordan Addison slides over to the 1, and they get the 2 first-round picks plus a third. I know Jefferson's not going to be traded. That's what I'm saying. It hasn't happened. It was all rumors and conjecture until this point. That's my point, Sarah.
He
Good
got to be
morning.
unhappy though. For all this to come out, he got to be unhappy. Something's coming out of that camp though. For this to come out though.
Now something did come out. He turned down $30 million a year.
What's that telling you though?
That next year he's probably going to be gone.
So why not trade and get some value back from him? That's all I'm saying.
They did pay Higgins in the form of the cap, which is in the tag. The tag is more expensive than what Jefferson makes this year. So if they do an extension, if Jefferson goes to the Bengals, they can do an extension and not even rework it because it's a rookie cap. Rookie cap. That's the thing. Everybody's forgetting T. Higgins is into his second contract. His contract can be reworked as a tagged player. Justin Jefferson's still on his rookie contract, which has no negotiation. So all it is signing an extension. And the fact that he turned down $30 million when you guys have over $100 million next year tells me he's going to be a free agent. And they can't keep wide receivers because the quarterback room has been a carousel over the past season. They got rid of Kirk Cousins, who he wanted to play with. That's when he asked for the trade. If Cousins was there, he'd have stayed. I guarantee it.
That was his boy.
You can say $30 million is stupid money, but Davante Adams is making $45 million over the next 2 years. So $30 million for a guy of Justin Jefferson's quality is actually a bargain compared to Davante Adams, whose production has slipped. Granted, it's not all his own fault. And I would rather pay Justin Jefferson $30 million than old ass Davante Adams $45. You can say he wasn't winning with Kirk, but that's what he wanted, Sarah. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's who he thrived with. That's who he thrived with. Why switch him? I mean, nobody really likes change. But yeah, that's who he thrived with. That's who he was comfortable with. That's who he had. What's that word? Had a connection with. You feel me? Like he knew when he bust that right outside shoulder and he cutting inside. Like he had a connection with him. You feel me? So that's why.
Okay, wait. He's gonna sit there and say $30 million is stupid money, and then come back and say rather pay raw $30 million. Jefferson it's apples to oranges here. But overall, Justin Jefferson has a bigger skill set than what Amon-Ra has. There's a reason why he's always been the number 1 receiver, and Ra has been all over the place. He's a better all-around receiver, but he is not better than Justin Jefferson. Do you understand what I'm saying there, Bandit?
It's two like you said, it's two totally different receivers.
Right.
Jefferson's that big body, go deep receiver, where Amon-Ra is in the slot in the middle where he worked the middle. You know what I mean? So it's hard to cut them two. So you can give Amon-Ra 30 million, but you gonna pay Jordan Jefferson more money because he bring a little bit more value to the table for this team. I understand that.
Okay. What's up, fellas? Chicago up, Bear down. Hello, Rajneesh. Glad to see a Bear fan in here, but the last time I heard Bear down, I was at Bear Camp shooting at one. Stupid means a lot these days, Jeremy, not derogatory.
Stupid money mean like a lot of money, like stupid money. Like
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying. Orlando, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
It's just, but to say it's stupid money for Jefferson, then turn around and say you'd pay it for Amon-Ra, that's where I had a, you know what I mean? Hey, at least I'm keeping it real. I'm saying my opinion the way I do,
Yeah.
and I base it off of what I read and what I see.
And Sarah, only reason why he was putting up numbers with Millens, if you remember, he was forcing the ball to him. That's why Millens had a lot of interceptions too.
Yes.
So that goes with that. I don't think Jordan Jefferson going to come over here. If you're picking a quarterback in the first round, you're basically saying you're starting all over.
Yep.
So I don't think he want to start all over.
Right. He doesn't want to be a part of a rebuild. JB Neal, who do y'all want for the pick at 29? Anyone specific? Who do you want, man?
First, who I want?
Yep.
Kool-Aid. I want Kool-Aid so bad, man. Him and Brian Bench in that secondary, man. I think he shut down. Myself, I believe select all Alabama players. You feel me? Because Alabama always come out with pro players. But yeah, I like Kool-Aid back there, man. I think that was so right, especially when we lost CJ, DJ, and Cam Sutton running all that time for no reason just to get released. I just think like we need another people in another person in our secondary, man. Why not add Kool-Aid, man? Look at that man ran with a fracture in his foot, man. He still went out there and busted his butt. He got grit. That's something that in Detroit, you know what I mean, that we have over here, and he got that over here. So I think putting him back there, I think Kool-Aid would be nice in that secondary. That secondary
I'm gonna go something different. We signed a Band-Aid in a 34-year-old guard to replace Jonah Jackson. Granted, it's an upgrade. But I would rather draft Cooper Beebe to be the heir apparent.
This lineman class is deep, though, especially the tackle position. It's deep this year,
Not like Cooper Beebe. Cooper Beebe can play left tackle, right tackle, left guard, right guard. Give me that guy. That's that versatile guy that Dan loves and Brad loves. They like that versatility.
You're right, Sarah. Like just like what Houston did last year when they brought in my boy from the Ohio State Buckeyes and how they turned their whole franchise around. You're right. If the quarterback hit, it can be a contender, but at the same time, how many quarterbacks really come out of the draft and panned out like that?
I gotta see where he talked
about. Sir, I think too, if they would have kept playing Kirk Cousins, they would have been dumb too. I think I don't want to. Who is his agent? Because that man be getting that bag. Kirk be getting that bag, man, for real. Everywhere he go, he get that bag, man. Like Orlando said, stupid money. He gets stupid money for real.
The stupidest money was when he got tagged twice by Washington. He got $80 million over those 2 years. He got
that bag, man.
2 years. And then he gets that, it was the Kirk contract that year that made it so Matt Stafford wasn't the highest paid quarterback 2 weeks after we paid him. And everybody's like, oh, that's so stupid to pay Matt. Oh, shit, Kirk got more. Any QB coming in should get signed with Kirk's agent. 100%.
Absolutely.
But if you think about it, it's tragic. He had Kirk's agent. That's why he made as much money as he did as a career backup. I say Fitz tragic because that man, when he started, he was tragic. When he came in as a starter for the season, when he came in as a backup, he was magic. I got to grab something. Let me go off camera.
Man, I just don't see how Kirk is doing it, man. Because he is above average quarterback, but for him to get more money than Tom Brady has got basically in his career is crazy to me, for real.
Oh, 100% is crazy. Oh, had to get the nectar of the gods here. Start my day off, finish my coffee. Chad Henne had the same agent as Kirk Cousins.
He got played because he came in one game and went after I remember that game and won that game. Was Mahomes hurt or did he hold him out? That game?
Mahomes was hurt.
Yeah, Chad Henne got paid because of that too.
Oh, Chad Henne was getting paid before that. Remember, he was getting paid because he was drafted before the rookie cap happened. He was drafted to what was it, first or second overall by the Dolphins that year?
Something crazy.
Got banked. He had $100 million contract. Sam Bradford is the one that cost himself money.
Oh yeah, you see it. You got the Lions phone for your iPhone. You
Oh
see
yeah.
it. What you doing for the draft, Jeremy?
Well, I'm waiting to find out if the South Florida Tribune gets press passes courtesy of the NFL,
Ooh,
and I will be representing the South Florida Tribune as the Motor City Tribune writer this year.
quit calling me.
Yeah, keep calling.
Yeah, I will be up there at the draft. I got my little pass too. I ain't got no press pass, but I got my little pass to get in certain areas. You feel me?
Oh,
So I'll be
Big
up there
Sarah, you
too.
suspended Kirk in prime time the other day because he's 10-18 in prime time and playoffs. You can't have it both ways.
We all know Kurt don't be doing no thing in prime time. Every time we get
Every time
when
it's
all of
prime
the
time,
lights is on, that boy fold under pressure, man. We all know that, man.
10-18, less than 500%, but he does win some of them, so we can't say he's total booty cheeks. Unlike unlike Mr. Jared Goff in prime time, the only ones he's lost in an NFC Championship game twice. He's lost in the Super Bowl once. He's beat Pat Mahomes in prime time twice, and the only QB that can say that.
It's Jerry Padar golf.
My favorite robbery is Albert or Hainsworth and Flacco. Oh,
Hainsworth got paid too.
yeah, Hainsworth got mega bank from Dan
He got
Snyder.
paid.
Can't think of a better crook to steal money from. Just saying.
Bro, all right, Jeremy, I'm gonna get off here. I just came here to show you some love, man.
I
Just
appreciate it, Bandit. Go check him
oh,
out
no
on
doubt.
Detroit Fan Report on YouTube. He's got some good stuff going on, and a good luck on that internship.
Hey, yeah, thank you.
You did put me down, right?
Yes, sir. I got you. I got you as a reference. Yes, sir. All right, y'all. I'm gonna head up out of here, man. One Pride Nation, man. Keep your heads up, man. This our year, man. Super Bowl, bro. Super Bowl. We there, and we're gonna
Is
win
the
it.
goal.
Yes,
Who has
sir.
the better O
All right,
line,
Jeremy.
Vikings or Falcons? I think they're about equal, really. Both teams improved their O lines this off.
I would
If
say I
we
would
end
get a nod to the Falcons because they are trying to build around Kirk Cousins. I can say that he got an organization that's trying to build around him, so they ain't trying to leave him out to dry. All right, y'all.
up,
I'm out of here.
all right, have a good one, Bandit. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace. Oh, it was great having Bandit on, but that one right there, that gets me going. But Big Dan Davis comes in and says, if we end up drafting Kool-Aid, how awesome would it be if he busted through a wall wearing the blue Kool-Aid shirt sounding, oh yeah. Joseph Osmond says later, Bandit. Brent says, see ya, Bandit. It was good having Bandit on. You got, I don't know what's going on with Lenner, but you know what? Anytime somebody has a personal issue and can't be on a show and they tell me whether it's last minute or whatever, a major personal life issue, I get it. You can't help an emergency, no matter what it is. And I hope my prayers are up with him, and I hope he's okay. I'll hear from him later. But thank you, Neil. Neil Green, the bandit, came in, had a good time with him. But it's that time of the show. I got to start talking about our sponsors. And we all got our favorite ones, but I think even Sarah loves this one. It's FTP. No, it's not the florist. Who is it, guys? Put it in the chat. You know what it means. Don't have no regrets. Exactly. That's right. It's not free the puppies like they say on wrestling. Smokey and the Bandit Hour, indeed. FTP. It is fuck the Packers. 100%. Oh, and like I said, I don't care either way. I'd prefer he doesn't, but if I'm on Raw changes his number to 8, I'm okay with it. Fudge the Packers, Mackinac style. Flambés that pinata. I love the creativity y'all come up with. It's 100% great to do this show every morning. You guys make it fun for me. Whether you're a Vikings fan, a Bears fan, whatever. If you're talking crap, I don't care. I give it back. Like I said, I'm not dogging any team this year. I think the NFC North is the best division in football this year. Sorry, Steve. That's where Steve is real. Yeah. Mr. LA Knight fan. Oh, and on to my next sponsor. Klaus Negron, the best window tinter in Saginaw. Give him a call. 99-443-9240, located at 409 Hamilton Street in Saginaw. Schedule your appointment to have your windows tinted or your car detailed. Mention this ad, he'll give you a price break. Sometimes we think you're full of crap, JB. They could. Kicker Clark, the goal. Everybody thinks I'm full of crap. You know what? That's okay. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's entitled to one, and usually it stinks. Smash that like button. I got 16 watching. Girls' ball was great to watch this year. I can't decide between Drake May or McCarthy. If it's between those two, I'd almost go with McCarthy. Never draft a quarterback from a basketball school. And Michigan is not a basketball school. We saw that this year. Oof. What kicker from Canada? I don't even know what kicker you're from Canada you're talking about. I like McCarthy because he's a winner. Team success should not determine your value. I think JJ will be great if he gets to sit a year. And Sarah, it's 100% a rebuild if you're going with a rookie quarterback or Sam Darnold. The 64-yard kick, that is the Michigan Panthers kicker from the UFL, the United Football League, right here in the United States, not Canada. Jack Bates is his name. He was a 4-star kicking recruit coming out of high school. He comes from a winning culture. That's fine. We have all seen quarterbacks from a winning culture not make it in the NFL, though. Justin Fields, Ryan Leaf, Andre Ware, just to name a few. Joey Harrington. Rodney Peete didn't look good till he left the Lions. That was mostly due to our poor coaching. I'm so used to Brad. It's weird you say that because the only players he signed so far has been Matthew Betts. Quintez Figures is a kid that entered the draft that played in the CFL. But that being said, the last sponsor I need to talk about is the one where I work, where I have to go to in the next couple of hours. That's Brandon's Service, right there at the corner of South Grand Traverse and West Atherton Road. 602 West Atherton Road. Give us a call to get your quote for new tires. It's 810-233-8230. But we have some of the best prices on used tires in the county, starting at $40 a piece. That's mounted, balanced, put back on your vehicle. Give us a call. If you need a set of tires, mention this ad, you'll get $10 off. And that's why I said Chicago did feels dirty. Oh, you guys had snow today? I wouldn't know. About 40 here. A little chilly, but not snowing. How much snow did you get, Sarah? And it evidently is headed our way. Well, thank you everybody for coming in the chat. Sarah, Rajneesh, Brent, Neil for being on the show. Orlando Escabano Jr., Ricky Sakat, everybody, thank you for coming on. It has been a blessed day. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because it's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Thank you so much, everybody. And Sarah says it didn't stick, it just made it annoying for drying. And Patty Grimes says it's 80 degrees there in Arizona. I'm jelly. But thanks for tuning in, and tune in tomorrow as we start it all over again at 11 a.m. Hopefully there's some news. And sometimes it snows in April, and sometimes it snows in May. I know. It's Michigan. Wait 5 minutes. It'll change. Have a blessed day, everybody.